And Bill, it's great to be with you in person finally. You normally do this remote.
Yeah,
but,
thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Got a lot to talk about, obviously. And I want to start with the FBI. Big hearing on Capitol Hill this week. Ron Rosenstein, the assistant, he's up there giving testimony. But I want to ask you a very simple question. Do you feel like the FBI has been compromised with these?
No doubt. No doubt in my mind. And I'm a big law enforcement guy, as you may know. This now investigation, it doesn't matter whether Mueller is biased or not. You know, Rosenstein says, no, I have full confidence in Robert Mueller as a special prosecutor. Okay, I'm not going to argue. I don't know Mueller. I don't know what he's doing every day. But when you have four major problems within an investigation, four right now, the biggest one being Peter Strzok, the FBI agent who was dismissed from Mueller's staff because he's obviously biased against Donald Trump.
Very clear in those text messages.
When you have four, that means you pack the investigation up, because no matter what you say, it's tainted. So you cannot put out an investigation now that says anything, because you've got so much chaos within the process.
So you say simply it's time to shut it down.
Shut it down.
Mueller should go.
He can issue a report, Mueller, and I'd like to see it, but it cannot be under the Justice Department's banner or letterhead. It is just too compromised.
What about the FBI as a whole? What does this do to the FBI? Because there's some talk about that. If Americans lose faith in the FBI, what does that mean?
I've lost faith in the FBI when I saw the new director, Christopher Wray, appointed by Donald Trump, go into Congress 2 weeks ago and basically failed to answer questions that, number one, he knew were going to be asked. So he had a duty to find out what the answers were to those questions. And number two, is obviously he didn't want to answer them. He was stonewalling. I don't want that. You know, some good points were made by the House Judiciary Committee when various Republicans, never a Democrat, because they don't want to know the truth, all right, said, you know, the American people have a right to know. And that's what the FBI is all about. Yes, we want you to investigate. We don't want you to taint your investigation before you come to conclusions. But there are certain things the American people need to know. How does a guy like Peter Strzok become the second in command on the Hillary Clinton email investigation? Second. All right, he's the guy that changed the wording from grossly negligent to, well, it was a mistake, which allowed Comey not to prosecute. He's the guy. And then you find emails of him saying Hillary's got to be president. Emails written by him.
And if you look
How
at those
does
emails,
that happen?
You look at the text messages, it's hard to think that he's not walking around the office talking about this.
Well, this was to his paramour, so maybe it was just between those people. But the FBI did uncover the texts and emails that you mentioned, so they did their job in the sense that they were watching. But he, over a period of time, got put in a position of responsibility when you had to know his political leanings. Doesn't mean that agents can't have a point of view, but it's got to be personal.
Right.
And this obviously bled over to very, very important investigations.